What is your favorite Nicolas Cage movie?
My Nicolas Cage with the
Zorro? He wasn't in that.
no.
The Pianist? He wasn't in that
No,
either.
not the
Pan's
pianist.
Labyrinth?
Pianist, pianist. The first movie of those like two movies where he ran around doing those things.
Oh, National Treasure?
Yes. That is my favorite Nicolas Cage movie.
I guess I do have a confession to make. I have watched. There's a couple of movies that I can just keep watching. Like I'll put it on the background and screw around on the internet, whatever. It's those movies. Well, actually, there's a bunch because I've seen them a bunch of times. And it's not really anything that you need to focus on because they're terrible movies. Yet I can't stop watching. It's like Adam Sandler movies. Terrible movies.
I don't
terrible
watch,
movies.
I don't watch Adam.
Well,
Sandler
no,
movies.
it was after your time. Like I grew up with it. You were already an adult. You knew better.
All right, fair enough.
I did not.
I knew better.
So, Happy Gilmore, Big Daddy, Billy Madison, The Waterboy, The Wedding Singer. All these movies, I can just keep watching over and over and over. It's embarrassing, and here I'm broadcasting it. Hey guys, welcome to Jews in the Media.
I could never watch those movies.
I
mean,
no,
but
there are movies that you could watch over and over and over.
Well, yeah, Star Wars,
I
Indiana Jones,
those cross.
Debbie Does Dallas.
Those do cross age gaps. They're timeless.
There's, yeah, sure. Stripes.
No, those Stripes. But yeah, okay, yeah. That actually, yeah, that's a good point. The
Animal House.
I was gonna say Caddyshack.
Oh, of course.
I was gonna say Caddyshack. The original National Lampoon movies.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Murray. Well, maybe a little bit less Harold Ramis because he came on a little bit later. But did he really?
For what?
Like in that era, in the Bill Murray era. But no, he was in Stripes. Like he was there at the beginning. Yeah. So, yeah, that era. While I love those movies and I can watch those and I have 1,000 times.
1,000 times.
1,000 times.
What's your favorite part of that movie?
Of which? Stripes.
Stripes.
Wow.
Favorite part.
I think it's when they broke into what's his name's house. With the girls just running around the general's house. I thought that was just hilarious. Because it was a brand of comedy that we don't really see as much anymore. In the same way, the way they were playing around.
See,
with a spatula.
I would have said. I would have said the scene before that when they're at the bar, okay, with the mud wrestling. That's a great scene.
That was a great scene. Yeah, absolutely. Animal House actually I saw a little bit less, and I need to watch it more.
Wow. Yes, you do.
No, I do. It wasn't even by choice. If you've seen
Stripes 1,000 times, you should have seen Animal House.
It wasn't even by choice.
2,000 times.
It wasn't even by choice. It was because Stripes was on. Like they would play reruns on I guess not a rerun. That's for a show, but they would show it on like HBO at a certain hour, and that was the hour that I was around to watch that.
Yeah, it was like
Animal House was a little bit racier, like
after
Porky's.
10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, they were a little bit racier, and when I was a kid, I didn't really see them as much.
10:01, HBO went from
Animal House, yeah. No, Animal House I only saw for the first time. No, I saw it when I was a little kid, but I didn't see it multiple times until much later. I've only seen it maybe three times.
Wow.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Were
Like,
any of those 3 times on like regular TV?
that was your
Or was it all like, HBO or DVD?
DVD.
I own it on DVD.
I'm talking about like the 80s.
Well, I'm talking about from the 80s till today. I love that movie.
Oh.
Every now and then I'll just be sitting home going, what am I going to watch?
I've seen
What
it
am I
with
going to do
friends.
tonight? Friends, no. More porn, no.
But that's
Animal House.
But that's your Adam Sandler. For conversation's sake.
No, because compared by any standards, Animal House is great.
No.
And Adam Sandler movies suck. By your own admission, they're bad, and you just watch them because
That's true.
Whatever reason.
Nostalgia, I don't know, because I'm sick in the head.
Too much you drinking that NyQuil.
But yeah, I don't know. I can't get enough of those movies. But so up to the point that if a new Adam Sandler movie comes out, I try to avoid it because I really don't like him. Funny People was actually a good movie. I don't know if you saw that.
I don't even know if I've heard of it.
It was him, where he's like Adam Sandler, just a washed up actor who's been in stupid movies like he's been in. And there's even like posters for stupid movies.
Don't know if I call him washed up.
But it's with Seth Rogen, and he meets up with I forgot his character's name, but you might as well just call him Adam Sandler. And it's about Adam Sandler is dying of some lymphoma or some sort of leukemia. And he brings on Seth Rogen as his slave, like writing jokes for him because Seth Rogen is a stand-up, but very new.
All right,
so
it's
him joining Adam Sandler.
Okay, he's joining Adam Sandler to write for Adam Sandler.
Yeah, he brings him on to write jokes for him.
Right. Okay.
And kind of travel around with him because he's bored and lonely. He's not married, and he had been living the life of just sleeping with anyone and doesn't mean anything anymore. And he's just like doesn't really have anything to live for.
Is there an interesting part coming up?
It was just a good movie. Like he was actually a good actor in that.
Where in that description is the good movie?
It's Adam Sandler not being the obnoxious asshole that he always pretends to be. It was him being a normal person. It was just.
I know where the not interesting is in that, but where's the interesting part of this?
So anyway,
you said it was a good movie.
Yeah. So watch it. Watch a fucking trailer, dude. I don't know.
Why would I watch a trailer after an interesting, description of that?
Yo, it's Yon. What's up?
Yeah, he's bored and he hires a guy and they go around together and they probably have food at some point.
What is any movie about? It's about some guy who meets some other person and they hang around and they do stuff.
See, I would not go to that movie.
It's about what's actually happening during that. It's their interactions, the stories that they tell, the other people that are involved. It's the interactions that make it a good movie. It's interesting.
If you were seeing a trailer, okay, and the big voice guy came on, and he, coming, this guy hangs out with, and they sit in a room and talk about
There's video to back it up.
stuff.
If you want me to put on a trailer, we can pause this and I'll put on a trailer.
How fucking awesome would the video clips behind that voice have to be to make you want to go see that movie with such a lame description?
Kind of sounds like the invention of lying. Did you see that? Did we talk about that? Ricky Gervais, he
did not see it. You showed me the trailer.
He had invented lying. Nobody had ever lied before, so there were no real stories. Like movies were just documentaries. And the intro of the documentary was coming to you from some of the best readers out there. Like all they were doing was reading a history book. It wasn't, there was no embellishment or anything. It was just the most mundane thing. But there was, the announcer voice in there as well. It's kind of funny. Hilarious.
I think you were alone with that.
Raise your hand if you liked The Invention of Lying. It's a good movie.
I don't see any hands.
I see a bunch of hands.
your toys don't count. Bobblehead dolls do not get a
Mr.
vote.
Bean's hand is raised.
No.
So that is a raised hand.
No. Bobbling heads negate hand raisings. Everyone knows that. It is known.
Okay. Well, that's that, I guess.
So what else is going on?
Not too much. How was your week? Your week since Friday?
Trying to think, has anything interesting happened to me? No.
Sounds good. All right, bye, guys.
No, yeah. See ya.
Miriam, what's up? Miriam has joined.
Yay. Have any questions you need answered?
I actually, what did we ask last week? We did ask something. When Miriam joins. Oh shit!
I don't remember what it was.
Well, anyway, so Ken mentioned something last week. What were we showing and telling?
I don't remember. You showed something, and then I reached into my bag for something. I think I was just reaching into my bag for something, though.
Quite possibly.
I don't remember what it was.
So actually, it made me think because, like, I collect random nonsense. Can you confirm this?
Yes, it is true. It is true.
So I found this. I didn't actually even find
James
this.
has been known to pick up shiny objects off the street. Yes, you have. I've seen you do it.
Yeah,
little piece of shiny metal, and you will pick it up and be like, "Ooh, look!" It's
I said that. It was actually something. So somebody from work years ago came in with these things wrapped in paper in a bag.
No way.
And she said, Does somebody?
A guy today at my work just came in with a thing wrapped in paper.
Is this going somewhere?
No.
This is going somewhere. So be quiet for a second.
Sorry.
I
apologize.
So she said, "Does anybody know where to get rid of some old batteries?" They had like calcification or like some green tarnish on them. I said, let me have a look at them. And I started to play with them in the bag. And I said, I don't think these are batteries, but I'll get rid of them for you if you don't have anything else to do with them. So I took them, and for the longest time, I was trying to figure out what they were. So I actually found a subreddit where you can find out what this thing is. It's called "What Is This Thing?" I posted it.
Yeah.
Betevon.
Thank you.
And somebody explained. First of all, it opens, and it looks like there's some cloth in there, some fabric. Apparently, these are, and it's very hard to see. But maybe if
it's a heater,
you can see that there is something written here. It's made in West Germany, and it's a hand warmer. Yep. So they would put coals in here. Somebody had not really retrofitted, but they just stuffed some this stuff in here. You would put coals in it, and then you would remove the sides, put it in this sleeve. And there were jackets that actually had a pocket where you could slip this in, and it would keep your hands warm. I thought that was really cool. So I have 2 of these. I've never used them. I've never done anything with them.
I don't recommend trying it.
It's just very obscure, very random. I thought it was kind of cool.
Well, you've seen other types of hand warmers.
Of course.
I'm sure where you have material.
Yeah,
I had the thing and you put it in.
This one, the Coleman.
You put it like inside the
the red felt pouch.
Yeah.
But this was using coals. That used like a burning.
Well, it's essentially
What was that?
It's essentially like an old bed warmer thing, you know, the metal thing, and you'd put
the
coals
clapper,
to
the
fire.
pan. Yeah,
You put it under the blanket to warm up.
But
the bed.
I never knew they had. But you didn't sleep with that in your bed.
You put it under your blanket before you
put it
went
under
to
the
bed.
blanket.
You know, you put it in there for 5 minutes, probably maybe 10 minutes, and it would heat up the blanket and the mattress, so that when you got into bed, it was all nice and toasty warm.
Right.
And you fell asleep before you froze to death.
Theoretically.
Well, it was back in the old days. A lot of people died often. Well, I mean,
a lot more people die now.
They only died once, but
even
oh shit! I died 3 times yesterday. Fuck.
Well,
gotta take it easy.
But more people are dying now.
Well, only because there are more people.
Oh, well, yeah. But, I don't know.
And I'd like to put forth a controversial thing here. People are not living longer now than they did back then. A lot of people died
Noah
younger.
lived to be 600 years old.
A lot of people died younger. It was common for, infant death was the infant mortality rate was much higher back then. So that skewed all the average. If the average was the average person died, that's some people made it to 70, 80 and 90, but a lot of babies died. So that screwed. It's not really that we're living longer. It's just that less children are dying.
Did we talk about Utopia last week?
I don't listen to what we talk about.
Oh, right. Me neither.
It's not why I do this.
No, I saw this. I saw this show a few years ago. It's from 2013, 14.
Doesn't matter.
It was just 2 seasons of 6 episodes each, and it was, without really giving it away, it's about
whoa, no spoilers.
What's happening in the world with basically it touches on New World Order. Essentially, we have so many people on Earth, we can't feed ourselves. We are getting to the point, because the population is growing so much, exponentially growing more and more and more, that soon we're going to have too many people to feed. So something is going to have to change. Either we're going to have to find another source for food, a faster way to grow food.
Are you telling me about a show or a philosophy that you believe in? Well, not a philosophy, but
kind of both. That's kind of the point of the show, is to show you what's happening, and it's not really even giving anything away. And if nothing more, then it's giving more reason to watch it. You start to see that the people who want to control population are actually right. In the show, in the setting of the show. Because do
you believe in real life that these people really exist and that they are getting ready to kill off 95% of the Earth's population?
I don't know about 95% of the population.
Well, that's what according to Facebook memes, it's 95% of the Earth's population. The New World Order looks to get rid of.
That's just. I'm sure there's a lot of people that want to get a lot of different percentages
would never
of people.
Lie.
Abraham Lincoln once said,
"What's the percentage?"
The thing about internet quotes.
What's the percentage of Jews on the planet? What are we? We 5%?
I don't think so. Are we
less than 5%?
Miriam. But yeah, we're growing. We're again in the setting of this show, which prove me wrong. Like if we're not exponentially growing, it only took us so many years to get from 100 million to 7 billion. 7 billion is going to grow to the next number very fast. Much faster than it took to get from 100 million to 7 billion. There's actually charts. 15%?
I say we need to get rid of. I think they say you need to get rid of around 85% of the Earth's population.
So Utopia is really, it's really a mental show. It puts it in a very sick perspective. But at the end, you start to agree with them. It's sick. It's fucked up. It's a twisted thought. But human nature, we're attached to ourselves. We're attached to people. We're attached to our existence. Is that a fault? Is that bad? No. It just means that it's harder for us to do anything about the reality. 15% over the next 10 years, which is...
Okay, so 98%. 98% we got to get rid of now.
Oh. 2%? Yeah. No. But the exponential growth of the population, of the world population, is so massive. We're running out of room. We're running out of food. We're running out of supplies. Wow. We need to stop with...
You know who's going to make it through this?
Cockroaches?
Besides the cockroach. You know who the cockroaches are going to have to hang out with?
Jews? In the media?
American gun owners. Because they're the ones that are going to have the food and supplies. Because they're going to shoot you and take what you have when the time comes.
Push comes to shove.
Yeah.
Shove is a bullet to the head.
Get your AR-15s now when you can. Seriously,
Sure.
If when the time comes, James, which part of the world, let's just say that these conspiracy theories are true, and they do want to get rid of 90. There is a group of people out there that want to get rid of 95% of the population, and they're putting their little evil plots into place to.
How are they going to get rid of 95% of the population? Because we're going to have to do something with those bodies. We're going to have to burn them. We're going to have to bury them. Where do we bury them? Where do we burn them?
They're going to make
That's going to create an environmental problem burning them.
This is it. It's the cell phones. This is how they're going to do it. They're going to kill us with radiation poisoning to our heads. We're all going to get brain tumors and eventually
0.3 watts. This doesn't do anything to you.
That's what you think, but they're
do you have a Geiger counter?
Yes.
My dad.
Wait. I left my Geiger counter.
You know what? My dad has 2 Geiger counters. I'll check it at home.
That doesn't surprise me.
But he's an auction junkie. It's some of the stuff you find there is amazing.
All right, stop shooting down my ridiculous conspiracy theories. When I'm trying to make a point, which I forgot what it was.
How about the?
No. Here's my point. Okay, let's say there is a group of people out there trying to get rid of 95% of the population.
Yeah.
Which part of the population do you which part do you think you're going to be in? The 5% or the 95% that are going to die?
Okay. I don't want to give it away. No. It's a plot point of Utopia.
Well, I'm not going to watch the show. I promise you. And it's how many years old?
But some people may.
Yeah, it's several years old. If people really wanted to watch it, they wouldn't. Okay, well, that's old enough.
A few years old.
A few years on a show that was only 2
really
years
good
old.
Soundtrack. It's just they created some madmen, and it's really cool the way they did it. All right, fuck it. How about sterilizing people? Those people, they live out their lives. I live out my life, and I'll die in tomorrow, whenever. I'll die whenever.
I'll die in tomorrow.
Wish I could say, but I got a thing. I watched them the other day. Caddyshacks. What about sterilization?
What about it?
Stopping the population from growing, not killing people off, stopping them from being able to reproduce, a certain percentage from being able to reproduce.
Okay. Are you saying that's going on? Or are you saying you're putting forth this as an idea of how they might do it?
But it's a possibility.
No. Okay.
I don't think they would just kill people off. That would be ridiculous. Why do you need to shoot people and kill them off if there's a way to engineer a virus or some sort of gene mutation that will stop the reproductive capabilities? So we live our lives, and we reproduce only a certain number of offspring, and they are the new world order. It's kind of a genius idea.
So wait a minute.
And they really
reproducing
tackled
while at the
it in
same
a
time
beautiful
we're
way.
sterilized?
Huh?
Who's reproducing and who's getting sterilized? How are we getting sterilized?
Watch Utopia.
I don't want to watch Utopia. Explain it. You just put forward, and you're just like, well,
You get a routine injection.
You said you're sterilized, so you don't reproduce.
All right, Jesus Christ! You want the whole show?
Well, I don't give a fuck.
Okay, there's two parts. There's a vaccine. There's a Russian flu and there's a vaccine. The Russian flu, together with the vaccine, triggers this mutation. The flu by itself does nothing. The vaccine by itself does nothing. But when they release this flu on purpose, and people get the vaccine because they want the vaccine, a certain percentage of them, based on the construct of the gene and the virus and the vaccine, the mutation that it creates affects a specific percentage of the population. Attacking people with blue eyes or whatever, I don't even know. They don't really talk about it, and it doesn't matter.
I hate that show.
It's a really brilliant idea.
I've seen that show, and it had like 8 other names, but I don't remember any of them.
It's a sick idea, but it kind of makes sense.
The last ship.
Lifeboat?
No. The Love Boat? No. There's a show called like The Last Ship or some shit like that, and it was some crazy crap like that. Hate that show.
But it's still an interesting movie show.
Not.
You haven't seen it. You're trying to make an argument, but it's not. No, it's not as non-argument.
Yes, it is.
But it's not founded on anything.
Yes, it is.
I think the what's really funny and the people are actually serious about. People who get on a plane and they travel to conferences halfway around the world, or all the way around the world, who knows? Fully believe, getting on the plane in New York,
and take a plane all the way around the world.
Hang on,
they
take off in New York, and they land in Tokyo, whatever. Who knows? It doesn't matter. They've gone around the world. They've traveled around the world, and they believe in the flat Earth. I don't get that. Like, are they actually serious?
What's so hard to believe about a flat Earth?
Is that actually serious?
The Earth is a disc.
But are they actually serious, though? Is it a serious argument? I just don't believe.
What's so hard to believe about a flat Earth?
I just don't understand that.
There's no real
you
proof
don't believe
that
Come on.
There's no real proof that the Earth is round.
It's just why does it? First of all, why does it matter? Why are they so adamant about this? That the Earth is flat. Why are they so adamant about this? You know, you see other planets we've seen with telescopes.
Well, who's we?
You know, with simple I have. With
Okay,
simple
does that
optics.
mean that everyone has?
I've seen the rings of Saturn. I've seen the shape of Saturn. at different times. Like I've seen different sides of Saturn. I mean, different areas of. You know,
Can you prove you've seen that to someone who hasn't seen it?
Go to the observatory in Louisville, Kansas, the Powell Observatory.
I'm not going to fly all the way to Kansas to go see this.
There's a
Why should I?
a 10-inch celestron, and you can look. I looked at the Andromeda Galaxy, like or Sombrero Galaxy. Sorry.
How do I know it's real? How could I know that I'm just not looking at a hologram or something fake when I go there and look at?
Don't make that. That's a ridiculous argument.
That's
Come on.
the argument that people are going to make.
I don't think they're making that argument.
Go online, you can see it.
A hologram at every single
Well, they have to have
observatory in the world.
Okay, they have to
all
have
the same hologram
to perpetrate this hoax.
It's just so
of the
stupid.
round Earth.
It's just so stupid.
The flat Earth masters don't want you to know the truth. They're trying to oppress you. With the falsehood of a round Earth.
Exactly. You know what? I want to quote a dear friend. We live in a fact-free era.
Was he really a deer?
It was Miriam.
Yes, because any fact can be disputed by, well, I don't believe that. I hit myself. No, you didn't. I don't believe that. I guess it didn't happen.
Yeah. It's just stubborn, stubborn ignorance.
You can take any historical event and claim it didn't happen and make a meme and put it on Facebook.
Stubborn and deliberate ignorance, like intentional ignorance.
People will believe it.
I don't want to know the truth. I don't want to believe. It's basically I don't want to believe.
Well, I learned that in school. School is by the establishment. Therefore, everything in school must have been a lie. Therefore, the earth is flat. Up is down, down is up.
Black is east.
Dogs like cats. Cats are really monkeys.
Cats and dogs living together.
No means yes. Yes means
mass hysteria. Bill Murray. Raise your hand if you know that quote. Yeah, we really. People are going to believe what they want to believe, and you're not going to tell them otherwise.
Damn right.
David Cross.
And it literally does not matter what evidence you show them; they're going to deny it.
Yeah,
because they don't believe it. Seeing is no longer believing. Believing is believing.
Exactly. It's just whatever somebody tells you. If it fits your agenda, that is the truth. It's no longer, is it actually true? Well, I believe it, so it's true. Fact-free. Because it's not interesting to... I mean, nobody wants to be wrong. Everybody wants to be right. Everybody wants their belief to be...
The truth isn't interesting. The truth is boring.
Yeah.
What is the truth anyway?
It's kind of true.
You can take any event, and two people are going to have two different truths. And the truth that we learn is, usually dictated by the winner. What if they based their truth on false facts, lies?
Don't use that word, false facts.
Well, if someone tells you something and proves it, and shows it to you in a way that you believe
then it's not a fact.
But you believed it to be a fact. But it wasn't a real,
Well, that's a falsified fact.
Like you read online all the time. Oh,
it's just not a fact.
When it goes back to that whole, the thing I was saying. Oh, we got him this time. Some general showed evidence that this thing. Okay, well, show me that. Well, did you actually see it yourself? No, but some general said it. Did you hear him say it? Well, no, but there's a picture.
Yeah.
That's a fact. It's fact. I read it on Facebook. It's fact.
Who was it?
I got a tweet. It said the Earth is flat. Fuck me. The Earth is
Alexander
flat.
Hamilton. Alexander Hamilton. Years ago, president. He said when you're searching on the internet, and you find it's you
didn't say that.
You just put any piece of text next to somebody's face. The majority of people are sheep enough to just believe it.
Browsing on thine internet.
Ye browseth.
When ye browseth.
When ye browseth upon thine internet. Alexander Hamilton was a president, no? Hang on.
I don't think he was a president. He was a signer of the Declaration. I don't know if he was president. Nope. Statesman.
Nope. John Adams or John Quincy Adams, either one.
Or
I don't
Quincy
know.
Jones, whatever.
Ooh, trying to reconnect. Are we still here?
What's trying to reconnect? Where do you see that?
Yeah, it just said trying to reconnect on Facebook.
I see on air.
We are on air, so because it on airs. I don't know. It's
He signed something. Are you with me? I'll go back.
No, he was a
All
statesman.
right, go back. Didn't it say that he was?
No, he was a statesman. He was a statesman and one of the founding fathers. No, here. He was one of the founding fathers, American statesman, and one of the founding fathers of the United States. He was an influential interpreter and promoter of the U.S. Constitution, as well as the founder of the Wikipedia.
It says he was a contributor. Often contributed to Wikipedia.
Founder of the nation's financial system, the Federalist Party, the
Miriam
United States Coast Guard. Blah 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 blah. Not interesting anymore.
Miriampedia.
Yeah, I don't know why we're searching. Miriam is
it's searching for us.
Thank you.
We have our own researcher.
But yeah.
Yeah. So, how about that stuff?
Oh, those things, yeah. No, but you wanted to talk about some stuff too, no?
I don't remember what it was.
Something about...
What was it?
I don't know.
Oh, yes, you do.
Democrats and liberals hate Democrats and Republicans hate each other.
I said that last week.
That's really disheartening.
Kill them! We got them this time. They're still going. The fight. I got to build up the energy for this one. They're still fucking going on about Obama. Holy shit, he's been out of office for a fucking year. He's not going to jail. You didn't find the evidence. There is no evidence. But no, he set up the whole Russian thing. Shut the fuck up.
Obama?
Move on.
Obama set up what?
He knew about the whole Russian trying to
and Trump's response is, well, you knew about it and you didn't do anything. So basically, his argument is,
shut the fuck up.
Exactly, his argument is, you didn't catch me while I was breaking the law, but whatever, blah 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 blah. So you need to go.
Good. There's no evidence.
Shut the fuck up.
You know what? They found no evidence. Shut the fuck up and move on. That side too. All of you, shut the fuck up. Move on. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see, nothing to see about a Dorito-covered man with small hands saying stupid things. Come on, we've all seen that before. Who hasn't fucking seen that orange man standing on the box, at the bus station or out in the middle of New York City? In the middle of New York City, there's a million of them. Blah, blah, blah. They say stupid shit. This one just happens to have access to nuclear weapons. No big deal. Go about your business. Everything will be fine. I promise you.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Next time, vote for me, and we won't have this problem. I don't tweet at all.
Well,
nice size hands, not orange.
What was that? Was I gonna end the broadcast? Unplugging my phone.
There was something I thought I wanted to talk about.
Oh yeah, here somebody made this comment, saying, "Remember this was in response to some tweet. I don't even remember what the tweet was.
Okay,
but they said, remember the KKK are Democrats. Now, what they meant was the KKK was founded by a Democratic Party. Okay." Was the Democratic Party what the Democratic Party is now? Was the Republican Party what it is now? The Republican Party had Lincoln, who freed the slaves. So they were kind of the opposites back then. So to say that the KKK was started by Democrats is irrelevant. It doesn't even matter. It's a stupid point. Why don't we bring the Whigs into the question? Or the Whig Party from the 17 and 1800. Well, I think it was just the 1700s, early 1800s.
Wearing motherfuckers.
But what's the point of this? It's just a back in the good old days comment.
The point is very simple. I hate you. Fuck you.
But
you're the problem. You are the problem. Fuck you. I disagree with you. Therefore, die. You're a fucking idiot, and everything you think is wrong.
Okay. Calm down.
No. Don't try turning me down in the mix. It won't work. I'll just get louder.
If you're going to make that argument, then you need to consider the fact that the Second Amendment was written for muskets.
Oh, don't get on this fucking shit.
Okay? If you're going to pick and choose, you don't just get to pick and choose whatever you want to back up your argument. You got to take everything.
What is your
into
understanding of the Second Amendment? I'd like to hear it.
The right to hang a pair of bear arms.
Yes, you have the right to hang a pair of bear arms.
That's what they meant, according to Family Guy.
Yes. It's a good thing that Family Guy doesn't make the laws. It would be a much better world, I'm sure.
We are okay. You bring up this point that we're supposed to be able to build up a militia.
No, I brought up the point. Hold on, I brought up the point of what is your understanding of the Second Amendment, and your answer was bear paws,
bear arms,
and the paws.
The right to bear arms. Come on, what's the matter with you?
The right
to hang a pair of bear arms.
So you're just gonna say like 3 words out of what it actually says. The right to bear arms.
That's 4 words.
It's like 5.
The right to bear arms. 5 words. Yeah.
Simple math. It eludes me.
It is not to just have whatever you want, to do whatever you want. Who was it? Thomas Jefferson said that quote about these amendments are to evolve with the times.
Great. That is a really
This was
nice...
said by one of the fucking authors.
Okay, this is a really nice quote, but you still haven't told me what is your understanding of the Second Amendment.
It doesn't matter what my understanding is of it because it's irrelevant at this point.
So you're going to argue with something, but you're sitting there going to not explain.
It doesn't even matter right now because it was written for guns that don't exist now.
Doesn't matter.
For guns that exist in fucking museums.
It doesn't actually matter. It doesn't matter.
What?
Because of the way it is written, okay? The way that the entire Constitution...
It wasn't intended to be taken as
everything in the Constitution was actually intended...
It's not in the Constitution.
To everything inside the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and the amendments and everything else were designed in a way to not be so necessarily not word specific, to have inside of them room for different interpretations, okay? So that we could... use these things as we understood it, as we understand them, and these understandings can evolve. Does that make sense? Or am I just saying random words here? Did I do that sometimes?
Yeah, the amendments are designed to...
The way it is worded, okay, says...
Are we going to go back to the Sanhedrin again?
The way it is, we have the right... well-established militias, regulated militias, okay? And the same sentence, this is not a separate thought.
Regulated. What does regulated mean?
Exactly. What does regulated mean? That right there blows up your...
as little as possible.
What you said to me the other day is there is no room for, we do not go by interpretations, okay? One of the interpretations of the Constitution is the way it is worded.
I said I don't go by...
What it means is that a militia of the people, okay, has the right to bear arms and shall not be infringed upon. We are not supposed to rely on the government to keep us safe, okay? For the reason we do not want the government
at all
to become no. We do not want the government to become so all controlling, okay, that they get too big and can become tyrannical okay, and outgrow the will of the people, which has happened. There's
Okay.
no question about has happened.
Where's your howitzer to take on the
Remember
U.S. military?
Well, yes, but remember something. The government at the time also only had muskets.
Where's your F-16s?
We were exactly. Where are my M16s? I'm not allowed
So we need to
have
fucking
them.
rewrite that law because it doesn't make any fucking sense right now.
Yeah, good luck getting the army, the government to allow us the power to take it back.
It's not getting the government to. It's getting the NRA to stop interfering. It's stopping lobbyists.
So if the NRA were to stop interfering, suddenly we would be able to have the firepower that would allow us to overthrow the government if we needed to.
What?
Yeah, well, that's the point I was making. So I don't understand where you're coming in with the NRA not allowing us to do things.
The NRA is
the law was written so that we were supposed to have the same arms as the government. The military was not supposed to be stronger than the people. This way, the government could not sit there and become.
So what's your solution? Give all the people F-16s?
Yes,
and B2s?
Everyone should have an F-16 and a B2. James, you're talking about having not enough food to fucking feed the world. Where the hell are you going to put enough planes? Where are you going to have enough parking to put all those planes?
That actually,
come on,
you know what?
Don't be fucking ridiculous.
No, you know what? That actually pisses me off. In some of these space movies, where you see these ships that are like 30 miles wide, where do they get the materials to build those? Like, that's an entire planet's worth of materials.
Are you specifically talking about like a Death Star or a
Death Star or the mothership
well,
in
it's real simple. The
in
Empire would go around to planets and destroy the entire
Independence
planet.
Day.
They would literally mine
each
it
ship
to death.
in Independence Day. Each ship was 15 miles or kilometers, Miriam. 15 miles or 15 kilometers
Miriam
wide.
says.
And then the mothership was something like 24,000 miles wide. Where do they get the material? They're just taking planets and crushing them into the materials.
Exactly. They went around and just.
But they don't
mined
discuss
out
that. That would be an
thousands of
interesting.
planets.
That would be an
They
interesting movie.
That was the whole purpose of that.
No, but showing
them that they were now going to come.
No.
and mine
I'm talking about like an
Earth.
origin story, like showing how they got to that point. That would be kind of interesting. This was them trying to take on Earth. I want to see them actually succeed with one of these planets and like mine it and break it down into
saying
a.
I'd pay to see it, but I'm not necessarily saying I wouldn't pay.
I was asking how wide the ships were
in Independence
Day, and then the mothership.
Doesn't matter. They were big.
Should we just start calling Miriam Alexa? But yeah, I think that would be kind of an interesting movie. What do you guys think of that tangent? I don't even remember what we were talking about. Giving everyone a B2 and an F-16. It's an illogical statement. It's like. It's not like anything. It doesn't.
No, but that was the intention of the law. The fact of the matter is that we lost the power to do anything about that a long time ago.
Exactly, and
that
we're so far beyond
that. The law
that.
was intended so that whatever, yes, they did intend for us to have an F-16 if that's what the government had, and not necessarily every person, okay, but a militia of the people.
But we're so far beyond that.
Okay? Imagine the state's guard wasn't controlled by the
doesn't
president.
matter anymore.
Wasn't underneath the control of the military. It was under the control of the people.
But this doesn't matter anymore.
There was a regulated. Well, because there is a militia. Okay,
it doesn't matter.
Unfortunately, we don't control it. Again, it's like
I know. It doesn't matter.
That was the intention.
It doesn't matter. What do we do now?
Now
what is our plan?
Do we give up more guns and everything else and make ourselves weaker?
There's no way back right now.
Because I mean, I know.
There's no way out of it.
You're not talking about disarming everyone and getting rid of guns, but there are a lot of people that do talk about getting guns, and you see it.
Disarming,
and you see it.
Or getting,
you see it getting rid of. You see these things, on Facebook where they talk about, in Australia there was a gun shooting once, and then what they did was they collected all the guns and destroyed them, and now the world is perfect in Australia. It's not perfect in Australia, but this is what they're saying. This is what they're comparing it to, and if they're saying that, what they are saying is 100%. We should come to your house, take your guns, and get rid of them. People
in the U.S. It's
that.
gotten so out of hand. It's gone so far beyond where the government can really do anything about it. They waited too long.
Well, if the government wanted to, they could come and take your guns.
That's going to cause a war. People will actually.
They'll win.
But a lot of people are going to die for their guns.
Possibly 95% of the. Maybe that's the way they intend to do it. Maybe all these
Ah.
people are right.
Jews in the media called it.
Maybe all the school shootings, are intended to support
25
the
kilometers
banning.
and 600 kilometers.
Thank you. To support the banning of guns so that the government will step in and take them, will cause a war, and the bloodshed that will follow will get rid of the overpopulation, at least in the United States.
Yeah.
Then the elite 1%, because you have to assume that these are the people this is meant to protect, to help survive through the famine or whatever it is that we're heading for. We'll have plenty of space to build bigger pools.
Miriam actually brought up a good point, and I didn't read the rest of. In Japan, they have an interesting gun law. Here she's writing, you have a right to own guns, and you have to go through a background checks. Right. Take classes, tests. One of the comments that I saw about one of the notes about their law, or I guess actually it was kind of a meme on it. You have to get a driver's license. You can't operate a car without a license. You need to go through a test to get a license.
I have no problem for a test for a gun.
No, a license.
Wait
a second. For driving a car is not designed out of the necessity of killing. Guns were guns were designed out of necessity, and the necessity was killing.
Okay.
Shooting.
Sure.
At something, at someone. Cars weren't designed for that. That's not their prime directive. It is the prime directive of guns. So I think it should be. They should be distributed with a little bit more care. If you're hunting, you have a hunting license. Just like a fishing license, just like a hunting license, you do have to have a hunting license.
Yeah, but you don't take a test for a fishing license or a hunting license.
No.
You just go pay your $15 and you receive your license.
Well, actually, the hunting licenses would be the second step. For you would need some to pass some sort of a test, and I don't think it's unreasonable.
What type of test?
I don't think it's unreasonable for there to be some sort of a psychological profile. First of all, obviously a background check. Make sure that you have no mental health issues, that you have no other triggers, other flags, other red flags that somebody who would be shooting people would have, like a violent criminal history. Yeah, if you're smoking pot, I don't think that has anything to do with a gun. But violent crimes, if you have those, I don't think you should get a gun. If you have a psychological profile of somebody who is at risk, I think that should be taken into consideration. Now, this law. Or this hang on. We're getting into this. Okay. This legislation that
you're getting into it, and I want to ask you questions
about
what you're saying, and you just blow past.
Let me continue and ask your question
please.
after I say this
Sure.
point. You like to talk as well. This legislation that Obama had put in play, that was withdrawn by Trump. The ACLU was against it, because it impeded on it was unconstitutional. Instead of repealing it, it should be reviewed and seen maybe if there was another way of going about it, like maybe a better way to enact some sort of legislation. No, just wipe it away. Not fix it. Done. Because the NRA doesn't like it. The NRA doesn't like any sort of regulation. That's why it was taken away. It wasn't just taken away just because Obama was black. and such a huge number of Trump supporters are black, and he knows that, and he likes to appease them. It should have been worked on to find some sort of common ground, to find some sort of check, some sort of mental profile on people, like we were talking about last week. This Holland test that sees what type of person you are, without you really knowing what these questions are actually asking. It's sort of subliminally taking from the answers. You know, the answers are somewhat ambiguous. So you don't really know what these answers mean. You're just answering the most honest answer because you don't know. From those, it's determined if you are somebody who is a risk. I'm sorry, you didn't pass the test. Is that a fucking problem? To stop psychos from getting fucking guns? This is ridiculous. This is just such a fucking stupid argument that you can't prevent somebody from getting a gun because it impedes on the Second Amendment. Fuck you.
James, calm down. You're being quite aggressive right now. That could be taken as hostile and could cause you to, I don't know, lose your right to get a gun.
Run a test on me. See if I actually am.
Maybe we should put
angry is not hostile. Angry and hostile is not murderous.
See, hold on. Now you're being
There's
aggressive.
a difference.
You're being aggressive by talking
Am I
over
murderous?
me.
Am I being murderous?
I don't know.
Come on.
I don't know.
You know there's a fucking difference.
But I'll put it like this. Right now, you're being loud and you're being aggressive, and who knows? Maybe you could possibly one day be a threat if you're going to show this much aggression while we're just sitting here talking. Maybe one day you might be a threat. So to be safe, we should lock you up in jail.
Whoa. Did I say lock me up in jail?
Well, we want to be
or not
safe.
able to get a gun.
We want to be safe.
No.
Even though you've done
Stop twisting my
wrong,
words. Stop twisting my words.
You wrong.
You're twisting my fucking words and stop doing it.
I am not. Even though you have done nothing
I did
wrong
not say anything
far,
about locking people up.
You have done nothing wrong. You might do something wrong one day, possibly, based on the way you may have answered a question. Therefore, we should take you away out of society to keep
Who
society
said
safe.
that? Why are you saying this? Who said you? And I just said it
based
5 times. I did not say that, and you keep saying it.
Based on the results of some test, okay?
I should be locked up. I never said locked up. Stop saying that.
Why? No, that's what I was saying. I didn't say you say it.
You're saying that you're misinterpreting me.
That's just
because again, you're taking the black-white approach.
No, that's just
it's either this extreme or this extreme. Nowhere in between.
That's not what I was saying. What I'm saying is you want to punish someone for having done nothing.
Punish? That's not punishing.
I want to buy a gun. No, Johnny, you didn't do well on this psychological exam. Therefore, you can't have
Call it a punishment. Yes, I want to punish people who are psychos. Who shouldn't get guns.
Not psychos. These aren't people running around with knives trying to stab people. This is a guy, you don't know what happened on this test. These tests don't necessarily, you cannot sit there and take a test and say, this person is going to kill someone
Some
people,
you can kind of see.
That's right. Some people.
So it's not, I'm not.
They're complete. They're complete and other sociopaths.
Wow, dude, you are completely missing it.
No, some people are complete sociopaths and should be locked up and removed from society. Okay? But you're also sitting here saying that anyone that comes up and has the evaluation of could possibly, I'm not talking about someone who has clear and definite 100% sociopath labels.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about somebody who...
That's not what you're talking about.
Well, I'm talking about a test that's fucking analyzing people and seeing this person is a psychopath.
That's not what you said. That's not what you said.
Chance.
We should be evaluating people and those who have who are shown to have the tendency to possibly have these. That's not the same as being a sociopath. Someone who might be have the tendency who could be, well, this person does have some,
sociopath is not a used term anymore.
Could possibly be violent. Therefore,
Steve, sociopath is not a term that's used anymore. So
what do they use now?
Exactly.
Loony bin, psycho.
Exactly. What do we call them?
I don't care. I'm not the one who's sitting there. I don't care what you want to label these people as. just because someone takes a test, I'm not clearly talking about the clearly, you know, criminally insane or something like this. But there are other people who are going to be labeled possible risks, and then they are going to be punished and not be able to have a gun because of a possibility that they may commit a crime.
Somebody who is at risk?
Now, I'm not necessarily saying that these people should have guns, okay? But I don't agree with taking away someone's right because of something they may do. Because it's the whole slippery slope thing that could, and it's a possibility.
Stop saying something that they may do.
Well, that's what it is.
Stop saying it's something that they may do.
Even a sociopath.
Stop.
It does
Stop
not
for
mean
a
if you
second.
give a sociopath a gun. No, let me say what I'm fucking saying now. You do not have the right to fucking stop me and just question what I'm saying in the middle like I did not have the right to do to you.
But you do it all the time to me.
Fuck off. Now I've forgotten what I was fucking saying, so fuck you.
But you keep saying... You keep bringing up the wrong points.
No, I bring up the fucking right points. You're too fucking stupid because you disagree with me, you cocksmoker.
No, not at all.
See, it's just like everyone else. You disagree with me, so you're a fucking idiot. I disagree with you, so you think I'm fucking wrong.
No. It's not because you disagree with me.
No,
do
so
nothing.
Wrong,
do nothing. Do nothing. Just let everybody have guns. Do nothing.
I did not say that. I said it needs to be federally.
Somebody who is
one law for the
at
entire
risk,
country, a federal law. But you cannot just sit there and necessarily give someone one of these evaluations and say, well, this person's been deemed to be possibly emotionally disturbed, and we don't think he should have a gun. Because they haven't done anything wrong. And my problem isn't that they should have guns. I'm not sitting there saying they should have guns.
This person was deemed as
is,
dangerous.
let me fucking complete my fucking thought. And let me follow this out to where it could lead to. It's the whole, this could lead somewhere.
We're going to end up agreeing with each other anyway.
This could lead somewhere. Because if today we are taking away things because what you might do, then today we're taking away other rights that you have because of what could possibly happen. We do make people take a test to drive a car. We make sure that they understand how to drive the car safely. I have no problem with making someone go to a range and making sure with a certified instructor that they know how to operate the gun safely, that they know how to properly disassemble it and clean it and put it back together and fire it, and then they know all those procedures. I have no problem with that. Making them sit down and take one of these evaluation tests, okay, to deserve whether or not they have the tendencies that they may be violent one day. I'm not talking about people who have been arrested already for violence. I'm not talking about people that have already been locked up for mental problems. I'm not talking about the extremes, okay?
I'm talking about a very extreme test. But like you have to have a lot of red flags.
Well, then you should be pointing this out, not just saying we need to get these people.
Well, obviously, it's not just like
it's not obvious.
Do you really think that I'm saying there should be a test and you know you have like maybe a 3% chance of passing? Most people will pass, but some people will have these very, very clear red flags.
But you go out and
this is a person who should not have a gun.
You go out and you give these people the test, and what you're going to find is a lot more people. Never mind. I forgot the fucking thought. Never mind.
Miriam has brought up a couple of good points. But here as well, she's saying people with a history of mental illness,
as I
people
said
with
before,
violent criminal
people
history.
that already have a history of mental illness.
I think we're on the same page with that.
Should
we're on the same page with that.
absolutely not have guns.
Yeah, that we agree on.
And
it's a matter of this
only
test.
problem about the test is the fact that you are taking away a person's right based on the fact that they might do something, not based on what they have done.
Well, the right was written haphazardly.
Someone does something wrong, they deserve to be punished. And I understand we're sitting here trying to be proactive, okay? But you're also talking about taking away people's rights that haven't done anything wrong.
But we're also trying not to offend anyone. And you
I
know what?
don't care. I will offend anyone I want.
Some people shouldn't get guns. They're going to get offended. Sorry.
Yeah, I have no problem.
You shouldn't get a gun. But now you don't have a problem with that?
Well,
you just completely canceled out your entire argument.
No, I said
before.
some people shouldn't have guns, and I have no problem with that.
Some people who don't have a violent history,
yes. What I am absolutely saying is that there are some people who are going to buy guns and kill people should have the right to buy guns because they haven't done anything wrong yet. Do I want them to have a gun? No. No. Do I think they should have a gun? No. Do I think that they have the right to buy a gun until they have done something that negates that right? Yes.
The right has been proven to be abuse.
You cannot arrest me for
Abuse-worthy.
murder because I might commit a murder. You have to wait until I actually commit the murder to charge me with murder.
Not in Minority Report.
Well, yeah, that was kind of the point of the movie. You're charging people for crimes they might commit, that they haven't committed yet. Would you like that?
This is a very...
Sorry, James. In the future, you're going to do something. You're going to jail today.
This would be a very difficult test to assemble. But people have shown that we're too irresponsible we're not responsible enough to have guns and not be mental cases with them. That right, the Second Amendment right, has been abused. It's been abused. It needs to be restructured, organized, updated. Again, like the Sanhedrin. Second Temple came down, and we had to...
I will not agree that it's been abused.
It has very much been abused.
No, it has been neglected, not abused. I wouldn't say that people are taking
I can get a gun. I'm going to get a gun and shoot whoever I want. That's abusing. That's abusing the law.
Going out and saying, "I want to get a gun and I'm going to run around and shoot whoever
I want." Are they saying that out loud? No. Are they doing that? Yes.
No. The majority of gun owners are doing that. Is that what you're saying?
Did I say majority? I
Well,
didn't.
you
I
said
never
this is
said the
what people
majority.
are
This is being
doing.
recorded. I never said the
Okay,
majority
fucking
at
play it
all.
back. You said this is what people are doing.
I never-
Yeah, when you say this is what people are doing, that makes it sound
There
like
are
this is what
people
the
who are
majority-
doing this.
Yeah,
There are people.
yeah,
This fucking kid in Florida. Jesus Christ, dude.
Well, he's had
People
the gun
are
for
going
3
out. They are buying a gun to kill people. They are killing people.
Okay.
This is happening.
Yes, it has happened.
The law is being abused. We need to do something about that.
Again, I wouldn't call it necessarily. I would say the law is being broken. I wouldn't say it's
The
being
right
abused. I don't know.
to
But again, we're really
purchase
being,
weapons
talking
has
about
been
a word.
abused. It's been abused.
No, the right. Okay. The right to. Okay.
The right to bear arms. Oh, I can bear arms. I can do whatever I want.
No.
Great. There's a law that's
no.
protecting me, and I can go buy guns.
No.
I can buy as much
I
ammo. I
think
can
there's
buy
a very
assault
small-
weapons. I can buy
No.
whatever I want, and I can shoot whoever I want.
I think there's a very small minority.
That's
of people
abusing
that,
the law.
that have gone out and done that. The majority of people have not. I would not say that's abusing.
Enough people have.
I
Enough
would
people
say-
have.
I
Enough
would say
people
that the
have
people
died. Enough
responsible- the
fucking
people
children have died
responsible-
for this.
This is exactly what I said I didn't want the fucking show to be about, okay? Next week, fuck you and your politics, fuck guns. I don't give a fuck if 1,000 babies get shot. We're fucking having a fun show.
I agree. I fully agree.
God fucking damn it.
Well, it has been a while.
Because here's the deal. We fucking screamed and everything else, and guess what? It makes no fucking bit of difference.
No,
You know
it didn't-
why?
It doesn't.
You know why it doesn't make a difference? Because we don't have the power to overthrow the government, and that is what needs to happen. There is no fixing such a corrupt, inbred, fucked up system.
Well, at this
it ain't
point,
gonna happen.
At this point, it's not really as much
This fucked
taking
up
over the
system just
government by
breeds more
force.
fucked up systems.
At this point, it's not really taking over the government by force. More.
Well, you can't do it
cyber?
by
I don't even
force.
know how they would do it these
Okay,
days.
you shoot. You say sniper. You shoot the president because that's what you're alluding to. If you shoot him, then Pence just take it. If you take it,
No,
another corrupt criminal just takes the and they're all.
No, I wasn't
and-
talking
and-
about that. I was talking about the National Guard comes marching down the street. What are you going to do? Like, they have howitzers, they have tanks, they have whatever. There's the
Well, technically, the National Guard has those things.
huh?
You know, the National Guard does have those things.
That's what I'm saying.
Tanks, yeah.
They have all of these things. What are you going to do against them?
Well, nothing. That's why I'm saying the National Guard should have.
I wasn't talking about killing the president. That
Remember
wouldn't do
something.
anything.
Remember something. The Army, the Navy, the Air Force, and the Marines are not allowed to act on United. Or is it just the Army? I think it's just not allowed to act on United States property.
I think that's the National Guard. I think that's what they're there for.
No. Posse Comitatus.
The National Work.
No. Posse Comitatus, if I'm pronouncing it right, Posse Comitatus or whatever, forbids the United States military. Now, I don't know if it's the United States military or if it's specifically just the Army from operating on American soil. Okay, if there's a war and Russia invades, the Army is not allowed to fight on American soil. It's that is the purpose of the National Guard.
Yeah, that's the National Guard. They can be. I think there's only two
The
bodies.
National
Hang on, I
Guard-
think there's only two bodies that can issue the National Guard. It's the President and FEMA.
Well, that's just it.
Right?
It shouldn't
I think
be. It should be an. This is what was intended, I believe, to be our well-regulated militia of the people. This was not supposed to be a government-controlled standing army or military.
We've gotten ourselves so deep
late.
into the
There's nothing we can do. You talk, people talk about
like
things
oil
like,
and healthcare.
Well, we need to drain the swamp. Well, guess what? You got laws. Forget the president who gets reelected every 4 years. Okay, and at most in 8 years he's out. Okay, so if you're a vice president and you're really lucky, maybe you could get 16 years. Okay, but then you're out. Mandatory. You're out. Okay, the real problem is all these fucking congressmen and senators that sit at these jobs for 30, 40, 50, whatever fucking years. Okay, and keep getting themselves reelected. They're the ones that are really mucking this shit up. They're the ones that have the true power. Okay, they're the most corrupt and the ones that are fucking up the system the most. They are the least active, except when it puts money directly into their pockets.
Exactly. I was just gonna say that's the only time they do anything.
And there is no way to fix this system except by force, to take it over, destroy it, and start again from anew.
They do good things.
You can can start off and you got all your nice recipe, you got all your nice ingredients, and you want to bake a cake, and you got everything's fresh and organic and everything else, and then you just throw shit, and eventually, oh shit, I've fucked it up somewhere. You can't just keep going at that point and expect that you're gonna. Well, you know what? If I just add some Tabasco sauce, this is really. No, wait. Maybe the Tabasco sauce wasn't. Shit! I will take some fucking horse shit and put it on there. And according to the guy in fucking Philadelphia, this is the thing you do. And he was eating horse shit. This is the thing you got to do. I'm being topical. So building his fucking. You can't make the fucking cake good again once you've put horse shit and Tabasco in it. It's done. Throw the fucking shit out, shoot it in the head.
What's the opposite of horseshit?
What's the opposite of horseshit?
Yeah.
Cake.
For double the amount cake? No.
One is bad, one is good. I don't, cake, like to eat it. Shit, really don't want to eat it.
Fair enough. All right, well, we've talked everybody's ears off for over an hour.
Yeah.
Should we keep going? No, that was fun.
You need a bigger monitor. I can't see anything.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of people taking no, we agree with that.
No, we agree with that. Here it was from here. Background checks. Exactly what I said.
Why is this one not working?
Well, you're on. Oh, I don't know. Is it not working? This is an AliExpress mouse.
Yeah, well, that would explain
it.
Quiet click and silent moving.
Oh, I don't know why I did that. Yeah, taking the classes for guns. We already talked about that. That's just a no-brainer. Like if you're gonna get a gun, you should know how to load it. How to clean it.
No, they should not teach you how to load it. If you can't figure out how to load it, then you deserve to own an unloaded gun. That's fair.
I like that. I'm down with that.
You have to be able to figure that part out to, nobody should show you.
And here, to be fair, Trump is trying to get rid of all of Obama's stuff. That's why I said it's because that's what the people that like him that are so huge adamant fans of his want him to do, because they hated Obama, they hated the black guy. Get rid of all of those. Stop them from using a specific pesticide that's been linked to childhood cancer. But then that raises the question: was it actually linked to cancer? Is that the news? Is that who knows? But I wouldn't say that it doesn't cause cancer. There was no background check in Florida. I think we talked about that. Yes, you were, to one of us. There is no way to solve it 100%. There really isn't.
Miriam, what were you? Yes, you were.
There is no way to fix it 100%. That's a ridiculous claim. That's to say that there is a perfect fix to it, unless it really is. You know what? build a massive
wall. Yes, massive wall.
a massive spot metal detector.
Not a wall?
Like a massive metal detector that will pinpoint where certain things are, and you find every single weapon in the entire United States, and you destroy all of them. That wouldn't really do anything.
What about those ceramic guns, the Glocks?
Are the bullets ceramic?
No.
Brass doesn't. I don't know if brass shows up on a metal detector. Does it?
You can have
I guess no. I guess brass would show up on a metal detector or an X-ray. I don't know. It's not magnetic.
No.
Is a firing pin magnetic?
Doesn't have to be.
Yeah. Oh, can we? Wait. Start with those. Antipsychotics. Okay, we're on the same page. Calm down. Yeah, we didn't miss that, but I was.
Russian ice skaters are not robots. They are steroid fueled.
All of them are steroid fueled.
Overly trained.
All of them are steroid. I don't know why this is such big news that the Russians were doing steroids. Until 8 years ago, everybody was. I mean, come on.
Yes, but everyone else is smart enough to stop at a point where you're not going to come up with positive for a piss test for it, except the Russians.
But yeah, here you were saying, Miriam was saying the guy in Vegas had no history of mental illness. He was also like a millionaire apparently or something. So yeah, it will never be 100%. Cut back on a lot of these shootings.
First of all, I think one of the solutions is we do need a mandatory, one federal set of rules. Okay, so that every state is dealing by the same set of rules. But there were things in place to keep this kid that would have kept this kid.
Like Alaska, though, as a matter of
fact, there were things in place because that guy had a history of some mental issues with what was it with the military, or am I thinking of a different incident? With the military or some domestic violence?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That wasn't reported,
him.
and had it been reported, he would not have been allowed to get the guns that allowed him to do the murder. If people had done their jobs, if people had abide by the laws that are already there, that already have been passed, okay? If these laws were being enforced and followed, most of these assholes wouldn't be allowed to get the guns that they have committed these crimes with.
Yeah.
Rather than sitting here and saying, we need new laws, we need a new way to fit, how about we actually use the way that we have now? Not the way it's working now, but the laws that are in place.
Well, it was like, okay, let's talk for just a brief second.
Let me finish it. This is what we're saying. We're saying, well, we're not following the laws that we've already made, so let's make new laws to follow. That'll fix things.
I didn't say...
Excuse me. New law... damn it, I blew
Not
it.
new laws.
New laws to fix, that we won't... Never mind.
No new laws, revisions. Just update it.
No, people want to make new laws and say, and we do need new laws. We absolutely do. Look, in New Jersey, okay,
it's a revision to the existing laws.
You talk about a 5-day waiting period in Florida, yet in New Jersey, it's like a 6-month waiting period.
I don't know if it's a 6-month waiting period. From the moment that you have the permit...
it's just that the process... It's not you have to wait 6 months. It's just that the whole process takes like 6 months.
No, but once you have a license to buy a gun...
You still have to apply for a new permit every time you want to get a new gun.
You go to the gun shop, you want to get... whatever gun, doesn't matter.
Yes.
And you have to wait 6 months?
You have to go through and fill out the papers and everything else to get a new gun. You have to go to your local police station, fill out the paperwork. They have to go in, do an ATF search, and even though you already have a gun, you have to do this process every time you want to buy a new one. In New York, it's even harder.
I'm fine with that.
Unless you can go out and get like one of those federal firearm dealers license, and then I think that's.
I was looking online. And I actually saw on the ATF website you can apply to be a firearms dealer.
Yeah, and you get one of those licenses. You can buy crates full of guns if you. I don't actually know if you can buy a crate full of guns.
I think you need to. I think
once you get a dealer's license, you can buy a crate full of guns.
I don't think you can just like carry those around. I think there's...
Well, I didn't say you can carry them.
That's another thing.
I didn't say carry them. You can't just be walking through the mall, crates full of guns, But I think you can buy them because, you would have to buy a lot of guns if you're going to build a store.
But I'm sure there's got to be some sort of regulation on discharging them, and
well, yeah, probably a lot of laws.
yeah.
But I
Let's talk about that next week, or not at
There
all.
are definitely laws about shooting guns and where you can shoot them in the United States. Yes, absolutely.
Let's talk about it next week, or not at all.
All right, it's not at all it is. Thank you. Have a good weekend. Spay and neuter your friends, and take it easy.
Yeah, and like and subscribe and stuff.
Oh yes, like, subscribe, follow,
and
tell your friends.
We have placed our order. We are bringing the funny next week.
Yes, next week there'll be more funny. Yes, more haha.
Peace.
Peace.
That was fun.
I think we went over an hour.
It was an hour and 20 minutes, dude.
You know we're still recording, right?
That's fine.
No, that's evidence.
This is the post show.